The camera opens on a solemn scene in Belgrade, where Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar sits across from his Serbian counterpart, Minister Marko Djuric. The two leaders lean forward over the polished conference table, their expressions measured yet intent. This is not just another courtesy visit. It is part of a deliberate effort to strengthen diplomatic, economic and security ties between Israel and Serbia at a time when the geopolitical environment in Europe and the Middle East is shifting rapidly. In Belgrade, a meeting that may appear modest in scale carries weight well beyond the conference hall. Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar's visit to Serbia comes at a moment when both countries face complex regional challenges and share a common interest in forging stronger strategic connections. The camera captures Sa'ar gesturing as he outlines Israel's positions, while Djuric listens carefully. Behind them, aides take notes and interpreters work quietly to ensure every phrase is captured precisely. The narrator continues, "For Israel, this outreach to Serbia is part of a broader diplomatic effort to deepen partnerships across Europe, especially in the Balkans, an area whose political stability is often seen as a bridge between East and West. For Serbia, the talks are an opportunity to reinforce ties with a Middle Eastern partner that has proven resilient in the face of regional security threats." Serbia's Foreign Minister Marko Djuric, appointed earlier this year, has emphasized the need for pragmatic foreign policy that keeps Serbia anchored in constructive relationships while balancing its historical connections in the region. Meeting his Israeli counterpart signals Belgrade's intention to keep a line open to countries that share concerns about extremism, terrorism and regional instability. Diplomats from both nations participated in the meeting, underscoring the structured nature of the discussions. While no dramatic treaty signing was expected today, the conversations were aimed at strengthening cooperation in several key areas: economic investment, defence coordination, and technological innovation, particularly in cybersecurity and water management, fields where Israel has considerable expertise. Sa'ar, known in Israel for his focus on national security and pragmatic diplomacy, emphasized that building resilient bilateral partnerships is crucial in an era where conflicts in one region can quickly spill over into another. He stressed that in a world marked by evolving threats, cooperation between countries with shared interests and complementary strengths is no longer optional, but essential. The video shows a wider shot of the room. Belgrade itself, a city that has witnessed both conflict and reconciliation over decades, provided a symbolic backdrop. The meeting highlighted not only present-day diplomacy, but also the complex historical memories that shape how nations in this part of Europe engage with each other and with partners far beyond their borders. Relations between Serbia and Israel date back to the aftermath of the Second World War, but have been marked by periods of both warmth and strain. In recent years, pragmatic cooperation has gained momentum, particularly as Serbia looks to diversify its diplomatic ties and attract investment in technology and innovation. Israel, for its part, recognizes the strategic importance of maintaining a foothold in the Balkans, a region that has at times been a testing ground for international diplomacy. Minister Djuric expressed appreciation for Israel's willingness to engage directly with Serbia at a time when the international agenda is often dominated by larger powers. He highlighted opportunities for collaboration in infrastructure, energy transition and crisis management, areas where knowledge exchange can provide tangible benefits. Beyond the bilateral agenda, there is a broader layer to these discussions. Both countries have had to navigate complex relationships with major world powers, balancing historic ties and current strategic needs. Their dialogue today reflects a shared understanding that mid-sized nations must seek partnerships with one another, not just rely on larger blocs to ensure their own security and development. While neither side disclosed all the specifics of the discussions, officials hinted that counterterrorism cooperation and technology sharing were high on the agenda. In recent years, both countries have faced challenges related to cyber attacks and the spread of disinformation, threats that cross borders and require collaborative responses. Today's meeting also unfolds against the backdrop of evolving dynamics in the Middle East, including efforts to stabilize post-war Gaza and maintain regional ceasefires, as well as shifting alliances in Europe amid debates over security and energy. For Belgrade, cultivating strong ties with Jerusalem is not just about bilateral trade. It is about signalling Serbia's role as a pragmatic actor open to cooperation across geopolitical divides. This handshake is more than a gesture of courtesy. It symbolises a willingness to engage constructively in an often fractured international arena. Both men conveyed the sense that, despite different historical trajectories and domestic pressures, there is value in building steady channels of dialogue. Observers note that Serbia's position in the Balkans, outside the European Union but seeking closer ties with it, gives Belgrade a certain diplomatic flexibility. Similarly, Israel's outreach to regions beyond its immediate neighbours reflects its understanding that new partnerships can provide both diplomatic support and practical cooperation in addressing modern challenges such as energy resilience, border security, and technological advancement. Symbolism plays a crucial role in diplomacy. The sight of the Serbian and Israeli flags together in Belgrade sends a message of mutual respect and the pursuit of constructive engagement, despite differences in geography, size, and history. In both countries, the meeting is being reported as a step forward in pragmatic diplomacy. While it may not dominate global headlines, for policy experts and regional analysts, these conversations are part of a broader mosaic of mid-level diplomatic efforts that often lay the foundation for larger breakthroughs. The tone throughout the meeting remained cordial yet focused, underscoring that this was a working visit rather than a ceremonial occasion. Both leaders appeared determined to make progress on practical matters, from security consultations to investment frameworks. In an international climate often dominated by high-profile summits and major power rivalries, meetings like this one in Belgrade can be easy to overlook. Yet they remind us that the daily work of diplomacy often takes place far from cameras and headlines, through conversations across tables, careful listening, and incremental agreements that build trust over time. For both Israel and Serbia, this meeting represents a step, modest yet meaningful, toward a future shaped not only by challenges, but also by shared opportunities. It reflects the enduring relevance of direct dialogue in a world where geopolitical tensions can rise swiftly, but where patient diplomacy remains an indispensable tool for stability and cooperation.
But also many centuries